Hey everyone, Miss Ritchie back again from Willow Ridge High School. I'm here to answer the question, should I download Teams as a desktop app? The question is yes, and I'm going to show you how it looks different than if you use it in the browser. So hang on tight, here we go. So you can see my very messy desktop that I'll clean up a little bit later. When you download the app, it's going to show up probably over here in your programs, but I have pinned it to my taskbar at the bottom. That way it's always easy to find. And when I click on that, it comes up to Teams automatically. It depends on what you used last. So for your purposes, you're going to go to your calendar to start a meeting. I'm going to go a different way, so ignore this while I do this because you actually have to see how you're going to join it from this app right there, from whatever's in your chat or from your calendar. And then I'm going to start this meeting. So it pops open in a new window. And look, I can see my camera's already on. And you should probably try to have your mic off, though I may have already hit that setting, so your mic's off. And look what you can do here. This little thing right here lets you set different backgrounds so you don't have, everyone doesn't have to see your business behind you. And look, my arm disappeared. That was kind of cool. Anyway, this is how I play and learn stuff. I've added some other pictures. That's something you can do outside of class time. Don't do that during class time. But I added my Bitmoji because, as you can see, my Bitmoji has my little bun thing here. So once I've chosen that background, I can join the meeting. Oh, so it's connecting. You can see it up here. See, it's connecting. Took a little bit. And it comes up to participants. These are people I could invite if I want. I will have all my students listed over here when I start it. But look, I wiggle my mouse and I don't have a toolbar anymore because, and I'm going to make this big because I like it to show my whole screen. My toolbar is now at the top. Okay, so I want you guys to have your conversations open if you watched my how to use tools in chat bar. Okay, and so everything else is basically the same, but in the browser, this toolbar appears when you wiggle your mouse down here. But now it's up here at the top. So here's my microphone where I can unmute and mute and where I can turn my video on and off. But remember, it's a norm that we want your video on. Okay, and then here's your raise your hand feature. Hey, look what happens when someone raises their hand. I see this little bubble come up, and that's my cue to go click on participants to see who has raised their hand. But we're going to lower it again, and look, it goes away, and we go back to the chat. Now, let's say I want to use another feature on my computer, like I want to go to my browser, because that showed up on my other screen. My teacher told me to go look at something in Schoology. So what would happen is, I have two screens, my friends. So what would happen, whoops, you can see how you just got to play. I got to move this back over because my other screen's really big. So when I click down here on here, it brings us back up. Where did my teams go? So my teacher says, hey, I want to share my screen and show you something, and you can't find your teams. It's down here. You're going to have to click on the Teams button again to come back and find the team. Okay? This toolbar down here at the bottom is really important. Okay? And so when you can see I have several different windows open, and I'm just clicking on these little, you don't want to see my email. You can see that I've got different things open down here, and that's how I toggle between the different applications that are open on my computer. So when I click on my one link to go there, I'm like, oh, she wants me to go, or he wants me to go to Schoology. So I can come over here to my OneDrive and find that. But when I have to go back to my Teams, I have to hover back over here and find it. Okay, and that's going to be confusing because sometimes you have two things open, because this is my meeting right here, and this is my main Teams. So let's, and so it's all about learning to navigate your laptop, your computer, your iPad, whatever it is that you're using. Because after the first week, I know in my classes, I'm going to say, okay, go check your Schoology and insert that assignment. And so I may still be active in the team to answer questions, but you're going to have to be working over here in your Schoology, okay, and in your courses. So you see that we have to click through all kinds of different folders to get to different places in the Schoology. Anyway, so that's a little tutorial on how to get to the different screens. I just want to show you what I can do. So if I want my kids to come to this page right here, and I don't want them to get confused by going back and forth, I can put that link in the chat. Oh, do you see where I just copied that from? And then when you as a student click on that, it popped up on my other screen. It will pop up in your browser and you can go straight there, but then you're going to have to come back to the team meeting, so you have to come back down here to talk. So all of these little intricacies are the little fiddly things that make the school year hard if you don't already know how to do it. But don't worry, your teachers are going to walk you through this as you go through it. You just know a little more because you watched my video. Okay, now you're going to have to see where I go find where my video button is, because this is how I stop sharing the video. Okay, good luck.